How does a monarch with access to $2 trillion 0 cents live? Welcome to the world of King Salman, ruler of Saudi Arabia and custodian of unimaginable wealth. From oil empires to golden palaces, private islands to political power plays, this is a legacy shaped by oil, opulence, and absolute control. How Aramco fueled a $2 trillion 0 cent monarchy. In 1938, a seismic shift occurred beneath the sands of Diasaran. Black gold was discovered. What followed wasn't just an oil boom, it was the birth of a kingdom's fortune. That well opened the gates to what would become the riches of Saudi Arabia, forever transforming a desert nation into a global energy superpower. At the heart of this transformation stands Saudi Aramco, a company so vast, so profitable, its current valuation exceeds $2 trillion 0 cents, making it the most valuable energy firm on the planet. But here's the real twist. In 1980, the Saudi government nationalized Aramco, wresting control from American stakeholders and placing its golden tap directly in the hands of the royal family. From that moment, King Salman and his predecessors didn't just rule politically, they ruled economically, sitting atop a vertical empire that controls every phase of the oil industry: exploration, extraction, refining, acceptance, and even global investment. With 10 million barrels per day at their command, they don't just influence prices, they shape markets. The scale is staggering. Daily revenues often surpass $1 billion, 0 cents, fueling palaces, mega projects, and international leverage. Aramco profits fund everything from Vision 2030 to state welfare and royal luxuries that leave the world in awe. And it's not just about oil, it's about power and permanence. By owning Aramco outright, the Saudi monarchy ensures its financial sovereignty and global influence for generations. Where other nations lease or sell resources, Saudi Arabia owns the source. This isn't merely a company, it's the engine of a dynasty. The stream of wealth behind every golden palace, every diplomatic visit, and every high-stakes deal signed on royal letterhead. All roads to power, it seems, are paved in petrol. Palaces of power where luxury meets legacy. When your fortune is measured in trillions, your homes aren't just places to live, they're statements of supremacy. For King Salman, royal palaces serve as both personal sanctuaries and diplomatic fortresses, designed to impress kings, presidents, and billionaires alike. Start with the majestic Al Yama Palace in Riyadh, the king's official residence and seat of power. Spanning hundreds of thousands of square feet, it boasts endless marble corridors, gilded halls, hand-woven Persian carpets, and private mosques. Estimated value, over $500 million, 0 cents. It's not just a home, it's a symbol of continuity and control. Travel west and you'll find Al Salam Palace on the shores of Jeddah, a seaside marvel where Islamic design meets 21st century opulence. Think private beachfront, Italian marble interiors, and guest suites outfitted for visiting heads of state. Its role? Hosting elite dignitaries while showcasing the kingdom's commitment to heritage and hospitality. Then there's the historical Murabba Palace, a preserved slice of early 20th century Saudi architecture. Originally built by King Abdulaziz, this royal gem remains a cultural icon, now refurbished with subtle modern enhancements. It connects the foundation of the kingdom with its modern reign. And don't overlook the Urga Palace, where President Trump was famously welcomed in 2017. Lavish chandeliers, fleet-sized courtyards, and security fit for a global summit make this estate a key site for power diplomacy. These palaces aren't just architectural wonders, they're tools of soft power. They project authority, tradition, and modernity in every square foot. Maintaining them, it costs millions of euros, from security personnel to imported artisans flown in for restoration. In Saudi Arabia, where image is influence, each palace is a fortress of culture, a palace of persuasion, and a throne built not just for comfort, but for global attention. Sky, sea, and sand, royal escapes fit for a trillion era. When your net worth soars past $2 trillion, 0 cents, you don't just travel, you glide, sail, and rule the horizon. For King Salman and his inner circle, ordinary transport is out of the question. This is the realm of floating places, flying fortresses, and island kingdoms. Let's start in the air. King Salman's private jet fleet is anchored by a custom Boeing 747-400, transformed into a luxury airborne palace. We're talking about gold-plated fixtures, a throne-style seat, full dining quarters, private bedrooms, a prayer room, and an onboard medical clinic. Estimated cost over $520 million, 0 cents, not including operational security and fuel costs that run into tens of millions annually. The aircraft is accompanied by military escorts and backup jets. This isn't travel, it's mobile monarchy. On the seas, the King's yacht collection is just as jaw-dropping. Rumors point to use of snow room for meetings, private suites and dining salons lined with Italian marble and 24K gold accents. It's the ultimate floating state, palace. But when the King wants total escape, enter the private island retreats. Nestled in the Red Sea are ultra-exclusive royal compounds, complete with airstrips, beachfront palaces, and entire staff villages. These islands are cloaked in secrecy, protected by advanced surveillance, elite guards, and no-fly zones. Their value? Priceless, because they're not for sale. They're sovereign sanctuaries. This isn't luxury for luxury's sake. It's about projecting power without saying a word. Every gold-stitched seat, every marble-tiled deck whispers, "Here rings a king whose reach knows no borders." The Golden Fleet, where horsepower meets royal grandeur. Forget garages. Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman parks his vehicles in holes of history. His private car collection isn't just a hobby, it's a rolling testament to power, taste, and royal excess. And when we say gold, we don't mean paint. We mean actual gold plating. Let's begin with the gold-plated Rolls-Royce Phantom, valued at over $1,200,000, 0 cents, handcrafted to include custom embroidery, bulletproof armor, and a whisper-quiet cabin suited for state arrivals. Then there's the Bugatti Veyron in full gold finish, an engineering marvel pushing 1,200 horsepower and worth a jaw-dropping $3 million, 0 cents. One rev from this beast on the Riyadh highway turns heads across continents. Need more flash? Try the gold Lamborghini Aventador, a car that screams both technology and theatrics, modified for Middle Eastern heat and fitted with custom leather seats imported from Italy. Total price tag, roughly $2,500,000. And the prince doesn't just collect, he displays. These golden chariots appear at elite events, parades, and global summits. They're mobile symbols of monarchy, catching the lens of every global camera crew and becoming viral sensations overnight. MBS has even been seen gifting limited edition Bentleys and Ferraris to dignitaries and allies. Some custom wrapped in gold, others valued at over $500,000, 0 cents apiece. Behind the scenes, his royal fleet is stored in climate-controlled underground garages guarded by elite forces. Maintenance? Performed by factory-certified technicians flown in from Europe. Rumor has it that over 100 vehicles, many rare and one-of-a-kind, sit in the prince's collection, making it one of the most exclusive in the world. In the House of Saud, a car is never just a car. It's a message in metal, saying, "We don't follow trends, we invent them." The Ritz-Carlton perk, luxury, loyalty, and lockdown. In late 2017, the world watched in disbelief as the opulent Ritz-Carlton Riyadh, normally a haven for billionaires and foreign dignitaries, was suddenly transformed into the most luxurious prison on earth. This was no ordinary crackdown. It was Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman's bold move to consolidate power and send a global message. Over 200 princes, ministers, and business tycoons were summoned under the guise of a royal meeting. What awaited them was a gilded detention, suites turned into cells, phones confiscated, security tripled. Among the high-profile detainees, billionaire investor Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, worth over $20 billion, 0 cents at the time. Inside, negotiations weren't just about guilt, they were about wealth, loyalty, and survival. Detainees were reportedly offered release in exchange for financial settlements. The government later claimed to have recovered over $100 billion, 0 cents, in assets, cash, and property, a staggering sum, even by royal standards. Yet beyond the numbers, the Ritz-Carlton purge was a tactical masterpiece. By using a five-star hotel instead of a prison, MBS demonstrated both control and calculated restraint. He didn't simply punish, he redefined power in monarchy, mixing comfort with coercion. Critics called it a shakedown. Supporters hailed it as a bold stand against corruption. Today, the Ritz has returned to normal operations. Tourists sip tea where princes once negotiated their freedom, but its legacy remains. In Saudi Arabia's story of modernization and authority, this moment marked the rise of a new ruler, unafraid to use luxury as a lever of control, all under the golden glow of chandeliers. The Vision 2030, Arabia's billion-dollar blueprint for the future. When your kingdom sits on a $2 trillion 0-cents OER throne, the real challenge isn't getting rich, it's staying relevant, and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman knows it. That's why he launched Vision 2030, a sweeping national reform plan aimed at transforming Saudi Arabia from oil dependency to innovation dominance. At the heart of this vision, NEOM, a futuristic city the size of Massachusetts, with a projected cost of $500 billion, 0 cents. This isn't your average smart city. We're talking about The Line, a 105-mile-long mirrored vertical metropolis powered entirely by clean energy and built for 9 million people. No roads, no cars, just tech, AI, and ambition. But the transformation doesn't stop at architecture. MBS is pouring billions into sports, entertainment, and tech. Saudi Arabia has invested in esports, film production, and even hosted Cristiano Ronaldo with a reported $200 million 0 cents per year deal, turning football into foreign policy. And with its sovereign wealth fund acquiring major stakes in companies like Uber, Lucid Motors, and Nintendo, the kingdom isn't just diversifying, it's buying future industries outright. Tourism is another crown jewel. With mega projects like Red Sea Global and Al Lula, MBS aims to attract 100 million visitors annually by 2030. Five-star desert resorts, underwater museums, and luxury eco-parks are all part of the plan, promising experiences fit for billionaires. Vision 2030 isn't just policy, it's a brand new national identity. One where youth, women, and technology drive growth, where oil funds evolution, not stagnation, and where Saudi Arabia doesn't just participate on the world stage, it starts writing the script. In a world rushing toward the future, MBS has made one thing clear: the desert is no longer quiet. It's leading the paradigm. High stakes government investments, how Saudi money moves the world. When you control one of the world's largest sovereign wealth funds, valued at over $700 billion, you don't just invest, you redefine markets. For Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, the Public Investment Fund is more than a financial tool. It's a geopolitical weapon in a Gucci suit. Let's start with the shockwaves. In 2021, the PIF purchased Newcastle United Football Club, igniting controversy and headlines across Europe. The deal, estimated at $415 million, 0 cents, wasn't just about sports, it was about rebranding a nation through gambling fancy. Overnight, Saudi Arabia gained a voice in one of the world's most passionate sports communities. Then there's the $450 million 0 cents acquisition of Salvator Mundi, the Da Vinci painting that now holds the title of most expensive artwork ever sold. Who bought it? Officially undisclosed, but experts and insiders strongly link the masterpiece to MBS's inner circle. It's not just a painting, it's cultural influence framed in gold leaf. Beyond the headlines, the PIF holds stakes in Uber, Disney, eGamers, Lucid Motors, and even Live Nation. These aren't random picks, they're strategic entry points into the worlds of mobility, media, tech, and entertainment. The goal? To make Saudi Arabia a silent partner in the future of global commerce. This investment strategy isn't just about profit, it's about positioning the kingdom as a global player, without borders. While other nations lobby for influence, Saudi Arabia is buying a seat at every table, from Silicon Valley to Wembley Stadium. And unlike traditional investors, MBS plays long-term. These aren't quarterly bets. They're part of a generational vision to shift power eastward. With every check signed, the message is clear. Saudi money isn't just invested, it's infused into the world's future. Royal branding, where gold meets grocery influence. In Saudi Arabia, wealth isn't just spent, it's scripted, staged, and strategically displayed. For Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, branding is an empire-wide operation. Every golden car, every red carpet event, and every billion-dollar deal is part of a larger picture, turning royalty into a global lifestyle brand. Start with gold, not as jewelry, but as a design language. From the $3 million 0-cents gold-plated Bugattis in MBS's personal fleet to gold-accented private jets and palaces that sparkle under crystal chandeliers, every surface reflects not just luxury, but supremacia. Even Saudi military parades feature gold-trimmed vehicles, a not-so-subtle reminder that wealth here is intertwined with power. Then there's cultural influence. MBS has transformed Riyadh into a hub of spectacle, with events like MDLB Soundstorm, a music festival drawing global DJs and hundreds of thousands of attendees. This is no accident. It's a calculated move to blend tradition with greater transcendency, showing the world that Saudi Arabia can be both ancient and cutting-edge. The Crown Prince also funds prestigious art exhibitions, film investments, and heritage preservation projects, shaping an image that is as cultured as it is powerful. The goal? To reshape international perception and position the House of Assad as modern monarchs with a global touch. And the branding doesn't stop at borders. When MBS walks into a G20 summit or Davos, he brings with him not just a delegation, but a brand identity built on extravagance, innovation, and unmistakable Middle Eastern grandeur. This isn't branding for applause, it's soft power with hard impact. Every cultural investment, every golden thread, is a strategic stitch in a tapestry that says the future wears a thobe and a vision. From oil empires to golden fleets and futuristic cities, King Salman and Crown Prince MBS have turned wealth into a tool of power, vision, and global influence. Their strategy is clear: use fortune not just for luxury, but for legacy. But here's the question: is this bold modern leadership, or monarchy, reimagined for a new era? Tell us what you think in the comments, and if you're fascinated by the lives of the ultra-rich and powerful, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss the next story from Billionaire Story.